All right. I think we are live now. This is episode 6 of Vault Companions. The hold on. Uh, Episode 6 of Bioshock Perdition by Vault Companions. Sorry about that. Had a bit of technical funds. We are getting ready here. I am Patrick. I will be your game master today. I Pronouns are he, him, and I will pass it over to Natalie.
Hey, hi everybody. My name is Natalie. She, they go by Ghost Candle on most places on the internet, and I play Addison, she, her, who is a civil engineer of Rapture.
All right, and we'll throw it over to Sparrow.
Hi, hello. I am your favorite bird on the interweb, a Black Sparrow. Pronouns are he, him. I will be playing Wendell Hendricks. Pronouns are also he, him. Yet another civil engineer in Rapture.
And throw it over to Dianna.
Hi, folks. I am Dianna, and pronouns she, her. Today I will be playing Hellcat, and pronouns she, her as well. And I am a washed-up boxer.
All right, and we'll finish off with Flynn.
Hi, I'm Flynn. My pronouns are they, she. I'll be playing Josephine Holiday today, also known as Josie, whose pronouns are she, her. And you can find me on Blue Sky at OMG Flynn.
All right. Now, I'd like to remind everyone that to tip our incredible cast because they are fantastic, amazing, incredible performers. And to do so, you would visit our Ko-Fi. $1 will get our deep gratitude. $3 will buy a Hippo of Eve, +2 to any roll. $5 will buy a token of Adam, which is very useful when it comes to, plasmids and all that sort of fun stuff. Go visit our Ko-Fi at ko-fi.com/vault companions, or click the link using tip in chat. And on that note, we missed a donation last session from Dan, who asked us to keep Hellcat alive. So, yeah. So
Thanks, Dan.
yeah, thanks, Dan.
We'll make sure.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
Lone
So,
Survivor Hellcat.
Diana, go ahead and give
No
yourself
promises.
a token of Adam.
Oh my
Um,
God. Awesome.
okay.
Okay.
All right. Content warnings. Bioshock Perdition is set in a volatile underwater environment with society in turmoil. Please enjoy responsibly. Content warnings for this episode may include war, fantasy violence, harm to loved ones, substance use and abuse, body horror, monsters and monstrosities, descriptions of severe illness, guns, memory loss, societal collapse, characters in crisis after traumatic experience, both recent and in the past, interrogations, mentions of injections, torture, drowning, claustrophobia, mental breakdown slash paranoia, or jump scares. We encourage you to step away if at any point this content becomes not enjoyable for you. We are helping, we are keeping each other safe at the table and want you to enjoy safely as well. All right. Uh, so for a little recap, last time you all snuck into optimized eugenics through various means. Uh, Hellcat had some incredible, wild rolls that yielded some very valuable dockets of information from a long abandoned office. But as they were retrieving information, they were ambushed by spider splicers who were very keen on getting that information back, or at least stopping Hellcat from getting it. Luckily, Wendy overheard some commotion and came running in with a very clever use of a shotgun to end the trouble. And through many machinations and through climbing through ductwork and all of the various shenanigans that went off, they were able to get themselves clear of optimized eugenics on their way to one of the Hellcat's many safe houses with the dockets in hand. And we will cut to there. A very bland, off the beaten path, just a small area to just kind of decompress. It used to be like a very small eatery. There's still like the counter that they would serve food over, but the place has been long abandoned and has a fine layer of dust accumulates over the surface of everything as Josephine, Addison, Wendy, and Hellcat all pile into this old eatery.
Well, that was a trip.
Yeah, as we get in, I immediately go into the side wall that doesn't look like much of anything, and I pound it a couple times, pull out some liquor, and I'm like, take a
Oh, yeah,
anyone want some of
absolutely.
this?
I think I'm getting. I have 2 first aid kits, and you're still wounded from your thing, right? We weren't able to get that fully
Yeah.
healed.
Mm-hmm.
No, we
Okay,
did.
then I want to
No, we
try.
did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you were in the process of, but
Yeah. Okay.
they it was rather conspicuous to be treating an injury in the middle of a active crime
That's
scene.
true.
So
That is
Yeah,
true.
I
you
think.
all kind of absconded to uh, take care of this at a safer location. So Josephine can absolutely like crack open that first aid kit and get working away. Like the the blood itself, the injury itself has kind of like uh, it's still an open wound, but it's not gushing blood. So it's just kind of like
Yeah.
uh, something that needs to be treated with perhaps antibiotics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I think that I'm getting that. I definitely, yes, take and sip, and then start working on the wound. Stay
Yeah,
still. You're fine. You'll be
I,
fine. It's gonna be fine.
you definitely feel like the rubbing alcohol touch the skin, and you can be as tough as you want. As every single time you're gonna feel that sting.
Yeah, I just turn away for a second. Don't look at me.
I'm sorry.
Ignore me.
Hard to do so, but okay. Continue working.
But like while you're doing that, I just pull out the papers and I just like slap them on the counter, and I'm just like, it was worth it. Here you go. Somebody with more patience than me, go check that out.
All right, I'll take a look. And I walk on over. Want to look with me, Wendy?
Yeah.
Like, better
Yeah. I
give
was
us all
actually
the
gonna say.
fucking information that we need.
Yep. I'm basically kind of peering over Addison's shoulder.
Yeah. You start rifling through these various reports. Because there was just so much to pick from. Hellcat kind of grabbed like a sampling across this large body of work, and so you're going through them. Um, both of you give me a brains check. Uh, I'll say this is fairly high, but it's not going to be like impossible. I think it's going to be like 4, 8, 12.
Well, nice to have
10.
a D12 in that.
Ooh,
So do I. Yep. I got a D12
All right.
and I got a 10.
And with a +1, I got 11.
Hey.
nice. Okay. You don't. Did you want to spend any atom about it, or are you good?
I guess I could, because I do get double that and when I fail, so I'll spend 1 to bump it up to 12.
Yeah, I mean, get a little bit of a bonus. So, Wendy, I'll say that you're looking through, and it's very reminiscent of the previous uh, sheet of paper that Regit had provided before, where it's a lot of medical information, and you had been able to parse through it. That it was a lot of medical jargon to kind of throw up a smoke screen in order to cover what's actually happening. But you actually you dive in and you can see what this procedure actually is. It describes in detail. Uh, the patients are brought in, they're anesthetized, and then a small medical incision is uh, made in the orbital socket, and a needle is guided in through. It's not quite a needle. Like there's a specialized tool that you are reading about that has been specifically designed for this procedure. But what you're reading about is that the patient, like the needle will go in and hook onto a bit of brain matter and fold it over itself with a proper application of Atom, which kind of acts as like a handy be all, like it heals the injury that it's causing while also providing more brain cells with which to replace what it is covering up. Uh, in effect, it's able to fold over itself and creates like a pocket of memories that just kind of disappear in the brain. They can be accessed again at another time, but they are effectively erased. They are removed from that person's consciousness. Um, but as you're reading through, there's a lot of warnings that are thrown up that the memories still, many routes in the brain still route to those memories. So simply like folding them over and then forgetting about them is dangerous because tracks in the brain will still read back to it and could discrepancies could cause trouble. Um, and that's kind of where you're getting from this. Uh, I'm gonna say, Addison, as you're reading through, um, you're actually looking at a lot of the notations from Bernadette. Bernadette is responsible for doing a lot of the procedures. Her notations are on much of this work, and you're actually seeing like almost like pride in their work because they're talking about how they discovered this secondary use for Atom where it can be used to kind of, you're doing like, the process is essentially a lobotomy without any of the actual removal of material. The material is still there. The memories are still accessible with the proper means. But Bernadette is being uh, very clear, about um, some of the patients that they're interacting with. And with a 12, I will allow you to ask about one of the patients on the list of patients. There was Percy, there was Hellcat, there was Josephine, uh, Laurel, Bernadette, and I'll even tell you there's mention of another patient by the name of Jack.
A mysterious Jack. Okay. This is hard. Because she would want to figure out about Percy, but we also got Josie and Hellcat right here. And I think she'd care more about the present people than anything else. You know what? I think she'll focus on wonder about Josephine.
Okay. You start reading the notations, and it talks about the procedure being done. The date marked on there is about 1954. So it was about two. Oh wait, 1954. It was about 5 years ago. Um, and it's one of the earliest times when Bernadette did the procedure. It was like Percy and then Josephine. Um, and there's a lot of notations of like we have to be careful and thoroughly anesthetize the patient. They have been incooperative and have, if they were to wake during the procedure or before the procedure, they would be violent and possibly try and escape or even worse, sabotage. Um, and is there anything specific that you're looking for with Josephine?
I think I want to see if it mentions any reasoning why she was there, why she was picked as a patient.
You notice that Bernadette tries to be very clinical about things, but like slight hints kind of work their way into the text. Like Fontaine was very clear on this. It was you're kind of reading between the lines. Josephine was a little bit of a guinea pig on this. You see that Percy was the first, and things went very badly. And then Josephine was the next, and you think that Josephine was uh, kind of sacrificial. If things had gone poorly, Bernadette would have been upset because they had failed in the procedure, but there wasn't a goal afterward that they were trying to get to. There wasn't something that they were putting in place or anything like that. This was just doing the procedure to get the procedure done.
Okay.
Is Addison reading all this aloud?
I think she would be taking like at least an initial quiet study since she doesn't have a medical background. So she's trying to process through what makes the best sense in the most layman terms and probably like maybe discussing with Wendy if they both cite something at the same time. But she does eventually sort it out and just like, well, there's still a lot to go through, but what I know so far, at least for Josie, was she was the second guinea pig this process so far. And it looked like it worked on her.
If I was the second, who was the first?
Percy.
Oh,
I think there was too many irregularities that he noticed through life that just made this procedure unable to take on him, or at least take in the worst possible way.
What the fuck do you
wow,
mean
this
a
could have
guinea
been real
pig?
bad.
Well, whatever Bernadette was doing with this sort of atom lobotomy was to lock away memories.
I sorry, I hit my mic.
What
At
number
that
am I
time,
on
I
the
think I
list?
realized.
Sorry, I'm drunk.
It's okay, you're drunk.
Okay.
You just had medical thing happen. Yeah, I look at the list and start like, was Hellcat right after Josephine?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty quickly afterwards. It was Hellcat.
Based on the date, you were right after Josephine.
What the fuck?
And
At that time I pull out the little tape that I have from Su Chang's office
yeah, um,
and be like,
and
if we have a way to play this, it might give us at least a little bit more insight if somebody
Diana,
smarter listens.
Yeah.
your lodgings are a bit sparse, so I'm going to allow I'll say we'll do a grit roll. And we'll say lucky number 7. You get a 7 and you'll have something here that can listen to it.
Wait, okay, so hear me out. In okay, in Bioshock, every motherfucker has a little guy. You know,
I was just about
You
to
know
every
say
what?
that.
motherfucker has a little guy. Can we at least
You're
all roll
you're right. I will allow the entire table to roll a grit
a
check
grit?
7.
Yeah, bitch, that's my D20.
Okay.
Okay, hold
Does
on.
it need to hit 7 or is the DC 7?
DC is 7.
Ay, Dios.
Great, because my grit is a D20.
Hey! 7 on the
Oh,
dot.
Doesn't help when I roll a 1.
for real?
If it
Ooh.
hits, it
Actually, it's
hits.
4. Technically, it's 4. It's
Wow,
4.
okay.
Addison
So
keeps
that's a
everything up
6.
here, so she doesn't need a recorder.
Whatever
And
Hellcat has,
what
it's
did
fine.
Josephine get?
Yeah, I got a 6.
Okay.
I'll just be. That's
So
cool.
Well,
yeah,
it's my place, so I
Yeah.
know where it is.
Hellcat, you pull out like one of those wooden kind of crate boxes that they like would pile fruit in that has just random tchotchkes and different various things
Mhm.
that kind of like you got on a job and you just kind of needed a place to discard it. And sure enough, you pull out a recorder that you slide on the counter.
Say, put it in. Put it in.
Relax.
You hear the recording of
Sorry.
you hear the recording of Yisu Chong, and he's it's this the spiel from last time where he's talking about the procedures, but uh he was Fontaine's just go-to scientist and not necessarily someone who was a expert or specialist in brain surgery, specifically like working on the brain. So he's astonished that he was able to complete the procedure on Bernadette, considering that she already started the procedure on herself. It's incredible that she Bernadette even made it through it, that she's even alive. Um, but he completed the procedure, and there seems to be no complications. And he's bragging about um, how he's able to, even though he hasn't been in an emergency room in ages, he was able to quickly, you know, take care of the trauma that the body suffered in order to kind of discreetly cover it up, and they could move Bernadette on to wherever they're going. Yisu Chong isn't really concerned about where what happens afterwards. Bernadette survived, and that's kind of uh, his thing. But I will say this: afterwards, the recording continues playing, and it's like, I wonder how Bernadette was able to get everything on Jack, because Jack was a different case. Jack would not have required the erasing of information, simply the adding and the filling out of information. It's something I should probably look into. And at that, the recording ends.
I saw that name briefly on this expanded list in the papers here.
What?
Huh.
I need
Um,
somebody to fucking tell me exactly what the fuck is going on right now. What are
They
they? What did they
messed.
make us forget? What the fuck did they do to our brains? Who the hell is Jack? What does this have to do with me? What does this have to do with anybody?
Um. Well, this is going to sound self-deprecating. So, and he pauses and takes a look at Josephine, uh, and also no offense to my darling charge Josephine, but I can kind of put together a picture of what this would have to do with you two, like leaning into Hellcat and Addison. Hellcat, I don't mean to expound on flattery, but you are quite a formidable character. And Addison, well, I mean, your abilities really do speak for themselves. So for either Fontaine or Ryan to have a ace in the hole, so to speak, I wouldn't be surprised by it. Now,
Nah, nah,
I mean,
nah, nah, nah,
you
nah, nah, nah,
asked.
nah, nah. I'm not anyone's fucking hole, all right? I'm not anyone's fucking hole. I'm me. Everything that I've done myself. Nobody's fucking helped me in any sort of way. I made my destiny. What are you talking about? What does this even fucking mean? Like, what do you...
I immediately put my hand
This is
on
fucking ridiculous.
Hellcat's arm, and Wendell right now is the messenger. Sweet.
And I mean, no one has said that I'm even correct. This is just conjecture.
I mean, my interpretation was it seemed everyone was an experiment up to Bernadette or potentially this Jack. They just wanted to see if they could repress or cut off the neural pathways to whatever memories you had.
Were we able to find Jack? Who the fuck is Jack?
I mean, we would be looking for a Jack in a proverbial pile of hay.
Yeah.
Because as far as I know, Wendell goes back and looks. Do any of the medical documents have photos to go along with them, or like descriptions of the patients?
Yeah, I think you see there's
Question.
definitely like um a picture of Jack, and they seem to be uh practically a child. But there's a lot of mentions of things that are outside of Bernadette's purview when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
Jack. Jack,
Mm-hmm.
it seems there are abnormalities that she was working with that extended far beyond what she was specialized in. So she'll refer
Okay.
to like, oh, the effects Adam had on Jack, or specialized physiology. But beyond that, it's kind of her just kind of dismissing it as not her job. Um,
Okay.
I will say,
Uh,
oh,
go ahead. No, go on. No, go on.
um, I will allow all of you, now that you're kind of like looking at the documents, to do a brain roll, uh, because you're all like piecing together exactly what the procedure is, but it's all medical information. Like, it's anything, any context seems to be like sucked out of it. Um, but you can
Before
definitely, yeah.
before
What's that?
that, can Wendell take a quick look at Laurel's page?
Yeah, absolutely. You see a mention of like uh, a brief description of him. He's late 20s, kind of like average weight and build. It's African American man. It has mention of. I think it would also mention that he was under the employ of Fontaine. This wasn't like someone that Fontaine uh, took from somewhere else. This was someone that was working in the umbrella of Fontaine, wherever
Mm-hmm.
that may be.
Mm-hmm. So it's vague enough with, I'm assuming, with no photo.
Yeah, I'll give you this last thing.
Sure.
It seems out of all of the bits and pieces that you're cobbling together, Bernadette remarks that Laurel is the only voluntary individual to get this procedure.
Okay. All right. That's all I needed.
So what are we looking for? A fucking kid? Are they gonna
Oh.
make little brothers or something? I got a 3
what
on
was-
my brains.
Brains.
Oh, 4. I got a 4. That's +1. Shut up, Patrick.
Go ahead and give yourself go
Fuck.
ahead and give yourself some
2.
Adam.
Okay.
What was so Sparrow's was 6. Okay. Natalie, what was Addison's?
I had 9.
Okay. And Dianna, what was Hellcat's?
4. I know smart.
You're not smart, but I think
In this
you
situation.
You
In
are
this
smart.
situation.
In this situation.
I think you might be uniquely qualified because
Fuck.
what you're looking at is like,
I'm flattered.
hey, hey, at the end of the day, this is another front for Fontaine.
Mhm.
And yeah, he probably didn't keep all the information there, but there is some place that he would have kept it. He would have definitely kept it in his own office. That same office that was severed from Rapture itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much like in a yeah, exactly. In a moment of, drunken fury, I'm just like, we need to go to the source. Let's if we're not gonna get the information that we need here, then we need to go to fucking Fontaine. His office.
Natalie, with that, you said you got a 6 or was
9.
it a 9?
It was a 9.
Hey, the link was severed. There's no transport that just goes directly to it anymore. It would have to be a bathysphere. And you heard Andrew Ryan's announcement. All bathyspheres are locked down except for those who are members of the Rapture City Council. And unless you're going to go ask Andrew Ryan, or I mean, I guess anyone on Rapture City Council.
Do we know anybody on Rapture City Council?
Hey,
Addison
Josephine.
looks at Josephine. Guess what muse you are?
Hey, Patrick.
Yes.
Wendy isn't going to make any sudden moves, but he is going to think about something. What would you like me to roll?
I want you to roll a grit check. And
Okay.
it's going to be high.
You got it.
I'll give you the DC as a 11.
Okay.
What the fuck is this?
Explosion.
It's an explosion.
Oh, I'm happy or bad.
Patrick, what would you think that I would roll? The question you asked. Would you think that I would roll just over what you asked for? Because that's like, I got a 12.
Okay. So you're kind of like introspecting. Hey, didn't Bridget Tenenbaum mistake you for Laurel? And that's a weird thing that's a weird mistake for someone to make.
For a black man.
It's a really weird about my face. Right? Like,
It's
all of us like, wait.
yeah, it's you kind of just write it off as just kind of a you know, it's yeah. Oh. Thank you, guys. You would kind of just dismiss it as a mistake. seeing someone in a different light. But you're looking at Laurel West, just the facts and figures on the page.
Mhm.
I mean, they're vaguely kind of anyone. Like there's a dozen men that fit that description. Um, because it's just, you know, bullet points of height, weight, uh, without any previous medical history. Um, you you try and actually like think back. Be like, wait a minute. You cross-reference the date on the the procedure. That's weird. I mean, you've been in Rapture for a bit, huh? And you think back to even further to the thing that brought you here, and you try and picture in
Mhm.
vivid detail everything you can about that scene.
Mhm.
And it's weird. It's almost as if you're looking through like a camera filter. Like there's a strange like waviness in front of your memory. Like you're actually remembering like things kind of being a little fluid. It's hard to get beyond that, but it's just the memory that you really like is something that you actually don't try and think of. Now you actually like try and look at it. You try and look at the car lying on its side, the smoke, and things just kind of don't connect in the scene.
Okay.
Okay. Um anyway, we come back to the group as they're discovering, hey, bathyspheres are closed down except for some people.
And Addison just looked at Josephine and raised up her hand.
Uh specifically the hand.
No, not the hand. I think Josephine like left that way back at
Oh yeah.
the job. No, she's just like gesturing.
Hey,
Gosh, that already feels like a million years ago.
Flynn,
Okay.
you would know implicitly everything about Sander Cohen and his power on the Rapture City Council.
Yeah, I immediately. Oh gosh, imagine if Addison was just like, whoop.
Yeah, I was like,
Sorry,
She did
that
have
really
it.
messed me up for a second. Honestly, I don't even know how I would. Okay, I can. I start thinking of how I'm gonna get if in any of the shitty ass fucking weird ass things that this motherfucker has left me. Um, if any of it say how to get in contact with him,
Oh,
other than
yes.
just like, will I just have knowledge of like where exactly he'll be?
Uh, he does like to be theatrical, but he definitely
Yeah.
left like you are when you approach you are to um greet at Fort Frolic, at his theater. You are to go to the box office and purchase a ticket for the Flight of the Muse.
Fuck. Okay. Um. Okay. I'm trying. I think that Josie would want to run back to her spot before going over there, to try and just change to be presentable. Like if I'm gonna play the part, I've got to like look the part a little bit, you know. All right, God, I can't. After the last, okay. Cohen has access to the bathyspheres. We can make it happen. I'm not fully sure how yet, but he's got a weird infatuation. So I'm positive I can make it happen where we'll be able to gain access to Fontaine's office. Does somebody want to tag along and be not necessarily within eyesight, but earshot? This man sent me a hand. He sent me it was a hand? Like
Oh, you don't have to
Uh,
say
like a
anything more. I am volunteering for this one.
I stand
Um,
up. I'm like, I'll go with you as well.
Hellcat, gently. Perhaps
grabbing Addison's coffee.
you did just go undergo a minor surgical procedure. Perhaps rest is the best, but I will not stand in your way if you insist.
At least a little coffee before you go if you're gonna defy him.
When are we leaving?
I was going to
How
say
much-
we can afford a little bit of rest, at least today. We had a pretty intensive journey.
I
Give
mean,
me
I
10
got
I'm gonna
the
minutes.
run back to
I
my
got the time
apartment
for
to
this
get
hand
changed
giving fool
anyway.
though. So
No, I haven't told him
You
yet.
see me just like
That was
go sit in a corner and crouch down, and then like this is like what I do. Like it just looks like what she's very used to it. You know, she just kind of like folds her arms together and just like puts the head down and out.
okay. I'll be back, and I go to my apartment so that I can change, or at least
uh,
grab something to change into.
yeah. Is there anything else anyone would like to do? Anything you want to look into, or even like phone calls you want to place? Because um, uh, Diana, I imagine it's sparse, but you probably have a phone with which to get calls and call out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, before I fall asleep, I point at it. If you need to make any phone calls, go for it. I'm not making phone calls. I'm busy.
Look at Steve.
Yeah. Well, Addison's got to keep up appearances, so even when she's not in the office, she has to like report on what's been done for whatever contract or potential connection we could have gotten. So it's like essentially the rundown is made it in, but there was some weird shit going on. Everything went south for whatever reason. Didn't understand it. Looks like they needs major upgrades. God, their ventilation system is shit.
Um, I'll say this, Natalie, as you're making, or did you just make a phone call, or did you actually like leave?
I think for the safety of the hidey hole, she would have left to make a phone call elsewhere. Unless
Um,
unless she felt like she had to report in person.
um, you find like a payphone out there. There's payphones everywhere, so it's easy to find one that is, not traceable to a specific kind of area, so you can make a call in safety without being worried of any kind of detriment to you. As you put the receiver down, you hear a voice behind you. Well, ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
And I sort of like half turn and lean against the glass of the phone booth. Is like, well, it didn't take you long to find me.
You see Marshall leaning out of a alleyway, uh, already smoking a half-gone cigarette,
Mhm.
just collar popped on his coat as he kind of waltzes over. He's like, "From what I hear, you've been getting into a bit of trouble."
Or just trouble follows me.
I mean, I followed you.
And you are certainly trouble. So is this a
Now,
casual, friendly visit or something that I may have to ask to see a warrant for?
well, let's call it business. I'm,
Oh, we do like our business.
yeah, we do. I'm running down something for Fontaine that you asked me to look into. And
Hmm.
I think I got a lead on something. There's this Bernadette woman that is just causing me a great deal of consternation. And I can't put my finger on it. And I think I need to dig a little deeper. But to do that, I might need to get real deep into Fontaine. And you go deep into Fontaine and you don't necessarily come out in one piece.
That I know. Seems taken on similar paths. I've been reading a lot about Bernadette.
Well, from what I hear, she's really entwined within the system.
Hmm. And she's quite the brilliant scientist, from what I've been reading.
Brilliant. I mean, pulled quite a move trying to lobotomize herself, but that's, I guess, if you jump out of a plane for a living, it's not really much of a to do for you.
Well, if someone's willing to do that sort of thing to themselves, they had something they needed to forget.
He, like, his face goes a little, like, he cracks a smile, but it quickly vanishes as he goes a little solemn. He's like, listen, if you're on the same trail I am, I think you're going somewhere that ain't too nice. Do you need me to tag along?
I thought we were supposed to stay separate so we can keep each other safe.
Yeah. But regardless of how much distance I keep, you seem to be getting into trouble anyway.
As I said, trouble finds me.
Tell you what, I don't think I can keep myself away, so I might pop
Oh,
up
I've heard
now and
that
again.
before.
But I do want you to be careful.
Oh, I can be careful. And don't worry, I got friends that can handle things.
I like seeing you like this.
Hmm. Well, maybe I need to do this more often.
He chuckles, takes a drag of his cigarette, throws it to the ground with a quick step, and vanishes down the alley.
And she just holds out in the booth for a moment longer, starts up her own cigarette, and walks back to the hidey hole.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do before we cut to tomorrow?
I just go to grab my clothes and come back or whatever so that I can have something to
Yeah.
change into or whatever before we.
Oh, absolutely. You easily dip in. You, I mean, things have been getting tough around Rapture. There's random violence at times, but you're pretty easily able to avoid things. You know the best routes to take, so it's not too much trouble for you. You quickly change and wait. Are you leaving for standard for like now, or are you gonna wait till the morning?
I'm going to get something so that I can bring it back to be with everybody before we go.
Gotcha. Okay. Um,
Unless you're gonna try and kill me. I'm just kidding.
um, go ahead. I'm not even gonna have you roll for it. You are pretty knowledgeable about your own neighborhood, and it's not quite to the point where you're uh, jumping between foxholes. So you are able to get whatever it is you want and make your way back where you can kind of uh, huddle down for the night. with the knowledge that no one is going to be thinking to look here. And as you all get a restful enough night of sleep, Dianna, I don't imagine that there's too many extra beds in this place.
That's why I took a corner.
The Hellcat graciously offers up the very like practically. I mean, I don't imagine Hellcat is particularly concerned about luxury, so that thread count might be a bit low. That mattress might feel a
Yeah.
bit more like A.
Yeah, I just pull out like whatever blankets I've got, you know, because I'm not that bad of a heathen. I do have some blankets.
Um,
And my feet get cold. So I pull out a whole bunch of blankets and you know, just kind of just like put them on the counter. And I'm like, grab what you need. And I go back to my corner.
Since this is a place that's got like a counter, you said it's small. Does it have like a counter? Okay, like a counter
yeah, it
for
was an
food
old
and
eatery,
shit.
so it has like
Is
a
That's an old downer.
yeah.
Does it have like a booth?
There's like
also?
booths. Yeah, they're like booths and stuff.
Yeah, I'll
I
say
could go
the
grab one of the
cushions
blankets
are.
and just. Sorry, go
I'll
ahead.
say the cushions are a bit eaten through and kind of like springs poking up in places, but you can easily find like a little like cubby to kind of
Yeah,
like
burrito.
nestle into. Um, and with that, night passes today. Rapture wakes up once more. Who here would like to go to Fort Frolic?
I don't wanna.
uh
Josie is
I'll go
visibly
with you
stressed.
guys. Yeah, I'll go with you guys. You see me kind of just like, you know, wash my face, give it a big snap, and you know, clean up my hair a little bit, and I was like, let's go.
All right. You make your way through uh
Oh, you're on mute, friend.
through
Yeah.
Rapture.
And
Yeah.
real quick, sorry, Pat. So Josephine and Hellcat are going.
Yeah, I'm gonna back
Yeah.
you
Okay.
up.
Let me know
Okay.
to go.
I'm gonna stick with Addison then, because I think 3 and 1 is a bad combo. So yeah,
Are
all you're
you
gonna
sure
get
you
from
don't want?
Wendy. No, all you're gonna get from Wendy. Make sure you break that fool's hands. If he sends my Josephine another hand, he's gonna have another thing coming.
Yeah, sure. You sure you don't want to do it yourself?
You seem dead set on going. I think you should.
Do I? I just need something to punch.
And I think you need that much more than I do. Josephine Josephine can handle herself well, but I think this certain people need a point made to them, and I think you can handle that.
I'll take care of Josie for you.
And I appreciate it, and I will make sure that Miss Addison is still around and alive by the time you get back.
You better.
I aim to.
As you make your way to Fort Frolic, um, you realize that the, all around Rapture there is security checkpoints. You see more and more propaganda of who's Atlas. These like emblazoned banners that are like daring the Rapture security to come down on these rebellious upstarts. Um, but as you enter Fort Frolic, that immediately stops. You don't see, it's not that you don't see the propaganda from Atlas, you don't see the security presence from Andrew Ryan. In fact, if you were to just open your eyes in Fort Frolic, you would have no inclination that Rapture is in trouble. This is a very carefully manicured environment that you know, like, is vastly like not isolate, but insulated from
Mm.
any of the trouble that is coming around it, which would be indicative of a level of authority and power that is uh, hard to come by.
I think before we
Yeah.
get too far into Fort Frolic, I'm gonna kind of like find a little dark corner to pull Hellcat into really quick. And okay, Cohen is mildly possessive. Uh, and
Of what? You?
like of whatever he decides to be possessive of that day. Sometimes, yeah, me, I'm included. So, I'm gonna need us again within earshot, possibly a little bit separate enough to where he doesn't feel like you could take his muse from him. So I need to seemingly be very much all about him, only him. Okay, so I'm gonna. You're a dear. You're great. I'm separating myself out of. We need this to work rather than I'm trying to pull a fast one or hide something from you or anything. So just stay here for like 10, 10, let me go a little bit first. I don't know how long. I'm not good. And
Josie, I'm not going to let you go ahead without me, but you need me to
before I
sit.
even let her finish, I had started to just let me go, and I'm like zoomed.
Um, you cut into Fort Frolic proper, and you see like the box office to Cohen's Theater, and you run up to that cashier that's standing at the register, and they look at you, and you recognize a familiar ceramic rabbit mask covering their face, and they're like, "Oh, hello.
Immediately,
Are you here to see the matinee today?"
I immediately put my head against the little glass, and I'm actually here to see if he's got a moment.
You see recognition on his eyes, and he's like, "Oh, you're here to see the flight of the Muse.
I am.
Wait just a moment." Um, and goes over to a special machine over to the side and like rolls it over, and you hear this giant chunk, um, and pulls out a a ticket made of solid silver that he hands over to you. The engraving on it is "Welcome to the experience of a lifetime. Enjoy this performance of Flight of the Muse to take place in 5 weeks hence at this time." And the person at the marquee like stands up from their desk and is like, "Oh, he's going to be so excited, and he's going to be want to get started right away. There's casting and lighting, and oh, there's so many things we need to get done. Oh, please be back at the opening day. We would be so delighted to have you." And he rolls the shutters down on the theater. A sign pops up that says "Close," and gives the date of the performance that will happen next. And you see like lights dim on the marquee as the basically front doors all close.
Fuck. Um,
Uh,
I think I like kind of start tapping on the thing. Okay, that Bunny, sweet, like to just sit tapping, hoping nothing. Okay, and I like start kind of pacing around the front to see if there's any like door that I'd be able to. Fuck, I don't have like a lockpick or anything.
Hey, make a brains roll of 30.
Fuck you, Patrick.
You could explode
Okay, I'm
just the
gonna roll
entire
this.
time.
It's possible.
You never know, really.
A 6 plus 1. Oh, God damn it. Okay. Cool, that's a 3. So that's 4. So how about a 4 instead of that 30? Did you
You
think that?
you go up to the doors and give them a hard
Oh.
push, and they rattle on their hinges and remain resolutely closed.
Cool. I will start to head back to try and catch up with where I left Hellcat. Or
Uh,
Oh yeah,
where
I just pop up right
she has
behind you.
gotten to. Okay.
Like you didn't leave me.
Ah, Jesus.
I've been behind you the whole time.
Space, I said. Ah.
It's like it's cute that you thought you could
I-
lose me.
A girl can dream. Well,
uh and I ruffle your hair a little bit, teach you a lesson. And I say, what'd he say?
well, nothing. He said, I will see you when the performance happens, 5 weeks hence. So, that's too, I don't, 5 weeks is a long time.
Is there any way you can get in
And I
touch with
thought I
him?
was, well, here, well, I assume, and then I went and I did the door and,
Uh, and I'm looking around. Is there anything else in the room or in the lobby area that where I mean it's a lobby, right? It's a theater lobby.
yeah, it's a theater
Or
lobby.
we right, sorry.
Yeah, you are. The theater lobby is goes out to a small like atrium area where it's a lot of there's shops and a, a stage for where there's a piano for like live performances, and all of that is kind of like there's some people milling about. It's not as crowded as in its heyday, but what you're not seeing is like an obvious route into the theater. It's just it is kind of like an offshoot of its own. It's not really connected to the atrium because the atrium is kind of like a hub. Everything comes off from it all around, and so the theater is kind of its own extension. It's its own thing. So you either go in through the front door, or I guess you swim in through the back.
Uh, I
what?
I say I'm like, do we need to talk to this guy? Is this really
Do we want
necessary?
into Fontaine? Do we want into Fontaine's office? This is our only way. I can think. Do you know anybody else on?
And this is the only way.
If I could have, did I mention there was a hand? It was a human hand, and it was beautiful. If figure drawing, I'd love it. But he sent it to my dresser while I was my dressing room as I was performing, in a public area. He was able to get past without anybody thinking twice about it. If I could avoid anything this man had to offer, I. Do you happen to know the piano?
No, I'm not aware.
You don't know how to play piano. Patrick, do I know how to
I
play
mean,
piano?
music is pretty, you know.
Give me a charm check for you to randomly know how to play the piano. I'll
Have
say DC is 8.
D8 in charm.
What if
Just
I
got
said
us
I was a
one.
classically trained pianist?
Uh,
I would have loved that. Thank you. Okay, that's a 1. That's a 1. Okay, well, Cohen really doesn't like to be like shown up, so I was hoping that maybe I could have just drawn him out by putting on a wild ass but I cannot. I there's a reason I
yeah,
asked.
you go up
Okay,
to the keys and just like ping, 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 ping. It's
Big
it's
what do I need
lovely.
to? What did you say? What do I need to roll to be a classically trained pianist?
I'll say
charm.
charm 8.
A charm 8? I say, I don't know, I may have dabbled a little bit. Explosion! 11 and 11.
Sorry,
Oh my god!
got to hear
Oh
that.
my god!
Magic hands,
So
Hellcat. Yeah.
Sorry, this is so ridiculous. Okay, yeah, I may have dabbled a little bit. Am I? Is that the pass, or is that just like really shitty?
you you watch Josephine like tap away at the keys, and you're like, no,
Sorry.
no, and you kind of like you gently push them aside, and you start playing like a rousing like.
Wait, no, make it more, make it not that. Make
Right.
it so that I could get on the piano and like start getting real extra.
Like you want to sing or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna sing and get on the piano also.
All right, I'm gonna play a little bluesy
Well,
tune.
yeah,
I used to have a
Jessica
sponsor
Rabbit
who.
esque.
Yeah. I got you here. I used to have a little like a sponsor that would that would just teach me how to play the piano occasionally,
Teach me how to Dougie.
and I'm just like,
Sorry, it was on mute.
this is it. This is dude. I'm sorry. I know we're trying to be serious right now. I
No, we're doing
apologize.
great.
The dice
I
have
literally just
forced
said
me
teach me how to
has
Dougie.
forced my hand in a ridiculous situation.
I'm like on the back of the piano, sing like making a big song. I'm like singing a song about Cohen.
You gotta put bluely scoop doo skip it blue baby doo doo skip it doo beep beep beep
Why don't you do right like some other man?
Hey, both of
Jesus
you,
Christ.
go ahead. Both of you take attention of Adam.
Oh my god! Was that a good or bad thing?
I don't know. I'm like, we literally sang. We did some things.
Why did they send us on this? Why did we decide to go on this? We're the worst people for this. Okay, got it.
No, I get lost in the sauce, and I'm like just drooling over the fact that Hellcat has any talent as well as being a big buff mommy, and
God.
I'm like singing about Cohen losing it.
This rousing performance, the people that were just kind of like milling around congregate around to like really feel this absolute jolt of like power and like just wonder at this sudden and unexpected performance of a lifetime. Um, and as you finish, a like I forget the term for it, but in theater when they lower something from the rafters, the a like a Cupid's arrow lowers down with a very very messy scrawl on it that says, "I see you are eager, as am I. The performance will be expedited 3 weeks and gives you a new time with which to come and watch the performance. And at
Perfect.
the end, there's a postscript that says, I do also fulfill the desires of my muse. So come hungry.
Gross. Okay. I am immediately like as
Sure.
that happened, I take it, read it, and start like thanking the crowd as like we're like slowly put that whatever and start. Thank you,
Uh,
thank you, and
and yeah, you
see
make your
that
way
back.
back to the safe house. Before you get there, I'll say, was there anything that like was Wendy or Addison focused on anything? Were they maybe like looking over any of the previous stuff or anything that they want to be doing during this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
go. Oh yeah, go for it.
w- Basically, the moment they leave, Wendy slaps the file for Laurel West right in front of Addison.
And she just sort of looks at you with a cocked eyebrow.
Give that a read, would you?
You want me to read it aloud?
No, just want you to take the information in.
All right. And she does so.
You read through a file that you've read through a couple of times already, and it's just you know straight facts, straight medical jargon about a patient. And I mean, there's nothing particularly that stands out to you, but that Wendy is handing to you.
Mm-hmm. And she
Uh,
looks up from after like reading it over and is like, so is there something in particular about this person that piques your interest?
yeah, actually, I just find it rather interesting that the majority of us were on that sheet except for me, really.
I'm not on there.
Well, fair, but my point still comes around to I think I am on that list.
So you're implying you might be this Laurel West?
Well, I mean, as far as we know, there's no way to tell, given the nature of said procedure. But uh, Bridget Tenenbaum walked my way back at that facility
Hmm.
and called me Laurel West. And given the what I think you will assume is obvious confusion on my face, mentioned the procedure.
Yeah, that definitely isn't a mistake taken lightly, if it even is a mistake.
Addison, I get the feeling that you are pretty well investigative of anyone that is around your employ, right?
Let's just say I have some training.
What did they tell you about me?
Well, that you're a fairly accomplished engineer. You were new to Rapture. You weren't born in Rapture.
Right.
I don't think much else other than some of the projects you got to work on. Do you want me to investigate you?
I mean, me, Wendy Hendricks, does not mind. But let's just say the events that led me to come to Rapture are suspiciously hazy in my own mind.
Well, based on what we just read, if you are in fact this Laurel, and I re-examined the names, where does Laurel come down? Is it just before Bernadette?
Yeah, pretty much. You know that Jack was somewhere in there, but I think it's pretty much like uh, Laurel and then Bernadette at the end.
Yeah.
And you will possibly notice that of this list, Laurel is the only one that went through this, well, other than Bernadette, it seems, went through it voluntarily. And that irks me.
So, is it that you want confirmation that Laurel is/was you, and you want to know why?
You know, I know. I'll tell you what I do want is I want someone other than me to know this information, and I don't think right now that Josephine is ready.
Yeah, I think if she learns, she might be a little more persistent in following through on certain things.
I guess what I'm saying is, I'm gonna keep tabs on this situation, but if at any point you feel like I am a liability, I think, and he doesn't finish the sentence.
I'll keep you in check. Don't worry. And if you want me to look anything into it, I will. But otherwise, I'll keep this between us.
I appreciate it. That is all that I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and prep my weaponry and toolkit. And hopefully sooner or later, we will see Josephine and Hellcat return with obviously in one piece, but also with a little bit more knowledge than before they left.
Well, if I recall any of the rumors about Cohen, could take a while. It's not very forthcoming, that kind of character.
Well,
unless he wants to monologue about it.
To me, Sander Cohen is one of those men who sees themselves as a bronze statue in a garden, the main attraction, the one to look for. And lately I've been thinking about reminding him of his actual place.
Well, that's intriguing.
So should Hellcat and Josephine come back and not have done what they need to do, I think I'll just put that on my own list of things to do.
Oh, we just need to be careful because so far this is our only pathway to get a bathysphere.
Oh, I mean, I think I can't speak for Laurel West, but Wendy Hendricks is not as impulsive.
All right. Well, let's just hope for the best. And if they come back empty-handed, well, we'll see how things shake out. Which, did she tell you about the hand beyond today? Or the other things?
I think she just mentioned it like technically yesterday.
Yeah.
And that is really all Wendy needs to know.
All right, well, just so you know, I did offer for her to come stay with me if she needed to.
Oh, I have no doubt that Josie has a shortage of places to be, should that be the case. I just know that Mr. Cohen is going to be reminded that his garden is not as well guarded as he would like it to be.
I'll say with that, you having this like kind of solemn conversation between the two of you of what are you necessarily looking for and how do you handle someone like Sandra Cohen? And in comes a very loud and bodacious duo, the song still carrying on their lips as they erupt into the diner, and their extravagance as they like dance their way inside, completely busting the bubble of the mood.
Harmonizing.
Did a new plasmid hit the market? What the hell is going on?
Well,
So-
Mr. Cohen was unavailable, but I did not know that Miss Ortega has the most magic hands. We had to put a performance on to get his attention. He tried to make us wait 5 weeks. 5 weeks just to speak with him. He ended up sending me this, and I tossed down the little Cupid's arrow and onto the counter. It's not a body part, thank heavens.
Addison, you know a lot can happen to a garden in 5 weeks. With just
Yeah,
like how
disease
like
can
a,
go
three,
rampant.
like a
It's
little
3.
only thing that changes about my statement is the number.
So we got 3
So,
weeks to
yeah.
prep for this, and you see me just tap at it. It's like, let's get this dude.
I mean, it does work to our benefit in a way because I can research, see if there's any blueprints on Fontaine's building, see if there's anything left I could try and pull out.
While you're
Need to
having
go
a
in
serious
blind.
conversation, I want to try and pull Wendy into dancing with me as I hum.
Oh, you
Like
charm check right now.
Fuck.
Hey, Sparrow, give me a grit check to resist.
I wasn't going to.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, good.
Yay!
That's just how good of a dance you are.
Here, I will. All right, I will roll grit just so that you have
For
something.
funsies.
Hey, if you
Sure.
fail, you get Adam.
Oh,
You
yeah.
said you rolled a what? A 7?
Yeah. Stop it. Shut your mouth.
7 plus 1. I'm sorry.
Wait, I do 2.
I mean, you
do
can
2
still
Adams
dance,
then.
but no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You can still you can still dance. It just be like a grumpy, like a wet little.
He's more
baby
reluctant. I'm dancing
It was like
around
when
him.
Hey,
It was.
Grabbing his hand and making myself twirl as he's just
Yeah.
standing there having a serious.
No. I don't think it's.
garden.
I don't think it's that. I don't think you get that much resistance. It's just a little bit harder than you anticipated, is all. I think.
yeah, I think it's definitely like the spirit needs to like this. The body is willing. The spirit just has like a moments of hesitation. As Wendy, like you don't even. They're just kind of singing the song free. And this was a impromptu song that in no way does Wendy know the words or the book to. So,
Rhythm too.
but you get into the spirit. You have 3 weeks to prep for getting
Pull us more
into
drinks.
the Chechnya vodka is free flowing. Before we're actually going to go to break soon, but I want to give everyone a chance to. Is there anything that they're going to investigate over this period of time?
I know that I'd like to it just in case you know I need to have backups. So backup of backup. So just in case Cohen doesn't work out, I'm going to be investigating if there's like other ways to get to the to Fontaine's offices. Um and while uh also kind of like seeding some information out there to make in the lower levels of uh the seedy parts that like there was a an attempted robbery or something, not robbery but something happened at the futuristics.
Yes.
But it sounds like it was an abject failure. So just making it seem as if it was just like the worst thing, like everything bad happened, so that it was just like it was too hot of a situation. TLDR, I'm trying to just like spin this because I didn't get the rats thing. It was too hot. And I'm just trying to feed that and be like, anybody who got out of there alive is fucking lucky as hell, you know, like something like
Yeah.
that. It's like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like something like that.
So you'll be giving me a grit check in a minute. I'll say the
Word.
DC, because you're trying to spread a plausible but very wild rumor. I'm going to say grit is going to be 11. Sparrow, is there anything that Wendy would be looking into?
In the time, yeah, Wendy is going home and back to his apartment, and he's looking through that box in his closet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You I'm gonna have you do a brains check. No, actually, you know what? This would be also grit. So I'm gonna have it be grit. This one is gonna be a little bit tougher. Um, it's gonna be a 13, and we'll see how well you do. Natalie, what is Addison looking into?
Sort of what she mentioned. She wants to see if there's any blueprints on like Fontaine's offices and buildings themselves that we're heading to. Just
Yeah.
in case of looking like what just happened at the eugenics is any ventilations, pathways, things like that, because she's about to be like hyper aware. There could be things waiting in there that Fontaine left behind that we may not want to run across.
Absolutely. I'll give it a brains. This will be a. Ooh. Do you think Fontaine would keep public records? Because I certainly don't. So this is going to be a brains 15.
Yeah. I think if anything, it'd just be like the general.
Can I assist that?
Oh, I'll tell you what. You can also do a brains roll, or no. You know what? This will be part of your grit. Um, I gave you a DC of 11, right?
11, which I hit.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll say 11 will be your DC, but
Actually,
14
hold on,
will
I'm sorry.
be if you get a
Plus one.
14.
I'm sorry, 12.
Oh, did you get a 12?
Mine was a 12. Yeah, because it was a plus one.
Okay. Um yeah, so unfortunately all of your effort is kind of focused, but I'm going to get back to you in a minute. Flynn, is there anything that Josephine would like to be doing?
I think that Josie is trying to just kind of figure out everything she knows about Cohen so that when she goes to watch the performance and hopefully speaks to him, I'll like be prepared on like likes, dislikes, what to avoid, like anything like that, you know?
Yeah.
Just kind of like personality stuff,
Okay.
other than he's a fucking creep that sends me here.
Um I'm going to say Sandra Cohen delights in being opaque. He loves having like that mystique about him, but he also likes to brag. He likes to like make bodacious statements about himself, his work, and everything like that. So I'll say it's gonna be a charm 9. All right, so we're gonna go back around the table. Everyone make their rolls. I'm gonna start at the top with Dianna. So your DC for just spreading the rumor was 11. But if you wanted to help, it would have been a 14. What did you end up getting?
I got a 12.
Okay, so you are pretty easily able to seed the rumor of, hey, things went south. They pulled up a couple of spider splicer bodies. Like things definitely went haywire, and uh, there were arrests made and everything like that. So yeah, the job didn't get done, but the job wasn't clean in the first place. So you have that kind of like lingering doubt of like, hey, is someone playing a hand that I haven't seen? Um, and that kind of like germinates in the public. You're not out of the clear yet. You're still in like a little bit of hot water, but it's not like, hey, uh, they ditched the job and I didn't get a payment out of the thing that I traded for. So things are hot, but not broken, like if that makes sense. And I'll say, as you look into like other routes for getting to Fontaine, you dip by the port authority just to check in, like, are there any like regular routes? And you see a crowd of picketers all shouting like, Ryan doesn't own us. Ryan doesn't own us. We want to leave. We want to leave. And you see that traffic at the Port Authority has completely stopped. So, like, this isn't even that a small trickle is being allowed out in the bathyspheres. Everything has been clamped down. And unless you personally own a bathysphere, it's very much your options are limited. All right, on to Sparrow. You had a DC of 13, did I say? Or was it 12?
13.
Okay. What did you end up rolling?
I did explode, but I did not get far enough. It's only a 10.
You are
And
pulling up these
Adam?
artifacts of your life, or these artifacts that you've held close for so long, and you are focusing on the night. It's one of the worst memories that you hold on to. And you don't like thinking about it because it's a horrible, horrible night. And yet you have to focus on it, every detail. And you're looking at down to like the make of the car, and everything just kind of has just a slight off kilterness. And it's just so hard to penetrate beyond that. It's a memory, it's in your head, but that's as far as you can get with it.
Well, fuck.
All right, Natalie, what did you get on your brains check?
Gonna roll it now. I rolled all over the place, but that is an 8 total.
Okay, so you can easily pull up the blueprints for the shopping mall, all of the various like office space that was in Fontaine's little empire. You get all of the public information. It's all available to you. You get a couple of the ducts. You get a couple of, you get a little bit of the electrical, so like uh, you could return power to some regions if you were to power up the generators. There's no secrets that you're finding. There's nothing that you uncover that isn't very much public knowledge.
Mhm.
You're going in with the best knowledge that you can, but it's just that knowledge isn't available.
Yeah. Thinking her my
Yeah.
knowing maintenance and electrical panels and stuff might be enough to change things up if need be.
Yeah. Hey, Flynn, how was that charm roll?
Listen, okay, so I was really prepared for it to be so bad, but actually, I got a 19. And that's fucking wild. I exploded 2 times. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, a 5 beats it with a powerful effect. So a 10, oh my goodness, you know all about Sandra Cohen. You have all of the dirt, the gossip that passes around all of Fort Frolic. You work in the area, so you are privy to so much information. And so you know that he is an artiste, but he's also fickle. And so he is easily able to jump from thing to thing, whatever that thing is of his interest at that very moment. It's the absolute heart of his desire. And then the next minute, it's gone. Um, so you know that you have a brief window with which to entrance him and get any information out of him. Or conversely, if you just want access to one of his bathyspheres, you don't necessarily have to be the one to get it. You just have to keep him from looking where it is.
Okay. Perfect.
Um,
Beautiful.
and with that, I think it's well past time for a break. So I'm going to say, everyone, we're going to take a quick
Woo.
10 minutes. Everyone get a breather, get some water. It's been a wild one, so let's take a break. Thank you, everyone, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back from break. I hope everyone got, their bathroom break, got their water if they need it. I would like to update the channel on something because I added a cheeky little reward for those who were interested. And, I thought I'd make something outlandish because who on earth would want to summon a Big Daddy? And then someone did. So
Oh my
that's
god.
coming.
Oh
But we'll
my
get to that.
god.
Um, all right.
My second
So
character is so cool.
uh so
Just kidding. Long live Josie.
we fly through these 3 weeks. I gotta say, Diana, Wildcat kind of has to stay low. They're spreading this rumor of like, hey, things went bad on the job, but you start noticing people bumping in on your turf. Like, there's there's this there's this Croatian, Katja, and she's been hounding you since you got in with Fontaine, and you're starting to see her pop up everywhere, where she's getting your jobs, she's getting your business, and you know that it's not, hey, she's putting herself out there more. You know that it's, hey, someone's not happy with you. Um, and we like as you still try and navigate the seedy underbelly, um Wendy, you are in Apollo Square and you're still in lockdown. Like, you can venture out every once in a while when you have a job, but as you hang out, you start to see like the cultishness, not cultish, like the tribalness of things start to emerge, where people start throwing blame on, uh, not where you'd suspect. They start throwing it on the people getting all the plasmids. Everyone that went out for that mad rush of plasmids. Uh, Suddenly, you start seeing things scrawled on the wall in paint, like Gene Trader. And it comes to a head at one point where someone who has an incite plasmid is they find them executed in a bad place, and that's
Mm.
just kind of what your neighborhood is turning into as you have to stand and watch. You actually would you would Wendy allow more others to share his apartment?
Um, I I think his instinct would be to say yes, but I think things are getting a little too dicey
Yeah.
um to actually
It's
let that go. Like,
once it becomes a question of safety, like, sorry, the doors have to close. But you see
mhm.
families 4 or 5 packed to an apartment as the place just fills. Um, Natalie, hey, uh, Pyatt and Pyatt was hanging on by a thread. It goes under. I would like you to make a grit check for you to maintain all of your proper connections to uh, any government officials, anything that would allow you to get proper access. Um, the DC is going to be probably a 10.
Well, I rolled a 19.
Hey, um, you know exactly who to who to go to. You know that you don't like the name Pyatt and Pyatt was almost holding you back. So you immediately free of those restraints. You're around allowing yourself to go around and move more freely without the constant specter of being fired. And I'll say this: as you're moving around Daedalus Square, as you kind of start to pick up on the changes, you realize that you see it's no longer called Daedalus Square. Someone put up an actual sign that says Sirens Alley, and it becomes kind of like
Ooh.
the red light
Fuck.
district of any kind of city where there's, you know, gambling, there's burlesque, there's illicit substances abound. Any kind of backwater deal, it's there for you. And you actually, as you're moving around, you run into your old boss, Mr. Pyatt, and he bumps into you. Oh, hello, Addison. And you see that he's wearing a very revealing shirt and shorts. And it's wonderful to see you moving around. How are things these days? You wouldn't happen to have any some free time and perhaps some dollars that you'd wish to part with, uh, I'll I'll allow you to do anything you want for 10 minutes.
She just stares for a very long time. No.
Just think about it. Think about it. Oh, I'm always
This is
I'm
already
here.
too much info. God. You sad
Um,
man.
we move from there. Josephine is still dancing, and uh, it you notice more and more Atlas creeps in at the edges. Uh, Fort Frolic is off limits for anything that isn't up to Sandra Cohen's standards, but anything on the periphery, oh, you start to see uh, groupings of individuals that are uh, putting up posters. You've seen pamphlets. You're seeing the fight for Rapture is coming to Eve's Garden's door, and you are no longer able to kind of buffet those advances by just being an entertainment venue. Um, there's several fights that break out uh, in Eve's Garden while you're dancing, and you just have to kind of like close your eyes, go to the place where the music is at, and dance.
I do have knives, so I can defend myself if
Every
shit pops off.
every
But
once in a while,
or if somebody
yeah,
tries to get fucking wild.
someone will try and get a little bit too close, try and get a little bit of little touch, and you have to that knife flicks out and
That's
is
a
immediately skin contact. And you can't mess around with it because they're not playing games, so neither can you.
Truly.
But as time passes, Hellcat, you are kind of dodging some of your more aggressive employers, but you find your way to the safe house you all agreed to meet. Addison is able, much more free time, but hey, um, your rent is going to come due, and you definitely did not get paid. Um, uh, Wendy, you are able to job offers become very sparse, and you have to kind of like fight uh your Mako, your what was I'm sorry, your the one that worked with you. Oh, father.
Trying to
Uh
remember. Hold on. Like the family that's staying with him, or
no,
someone else? Okay, then I
the one you were
I'm
working
super
with.
gone then.
I'm trying to
Ooh, super
remember.
gone then.
Yeah. Hold on. I Rico. Uh Rico, actually you stop having kind of like friendly banter.
Hmm.
It's not you're not you're not enemies. You're not like you didn't suddenly lose that connection to them. Um, but they definitely they have to save every job that they can for themselves.
Right.
And uh, they kind of give you that shrug, that like nonverbal communication that you have, where it's just like, hey, girls got to eat.
Yep.
Um, but you make your way out. You are able to scrounge a job that gets you out of Apollo Square. Uh, Josephine, you are able to find some off time. You've had to basically take doubles pretty much regular um, because people are not coming in with money in hand. And you are able to
Yeah.
find your time. The day is the day has come and the performance is coming up soon. You gather with enough time beforehand to discuss things that you've been discussing things on and off, but like this is the day where it's going to actually come about.
I'm stressed. Do you think that I would have an idea if, like, I feel like he's gonna try and make me a part of the performance? Like, do I feel like fuck,
I will
should
say
be
your
prepared to
role on
make
it
it fucking.
was magnificent. So
Yeah, I got a 19.
you think that the attention you are getting is not um, you think you are singular in his vision and he wants a performance for you.
Okay. It's so annoying because I literally fucking made myself an 8 in charm, motherfucker, so I wouldn't be some fucking. Oh, like, I. Not, Cohen, you're fucking everything up. Okay, just about to go. Got it. Heard.
You you all hear that little like burst of tantrum as Josephine comes in the door.
Yeah, I am immediately like just searching for random little like accessories around that I've made because where did we say we
Oh, it's just a random safe
were?
house that Hellcat had.
A hidey hole. I
Yeah.
feel like I've been to enough of them that I've just like left shit places because just because of the scatterbrain of it all. So it's like little accessory, like looking around for things to either tidy up or like add to my outfit. And so we're all. I didn't
Yeah, I
even
think
buy you tickets. Was I supposed? Is it supposed to be something? I have a little excessive this silver ticket but should I have? Is it? Do you think it'll be like a show, like a every show?
Right, only you and just you with him show.
Or yeah, right. So
I think Addison, seeing Josephine being very high nerve, she's taken off her like white silk neck scarf and has tied it around her as something new.
I wish I
There you go.
had a white scarf.
Do we know anything else about Cohen? Like, we know who he is in general, like
Yeah,
how
I
much
think
how egotistical he is and how
he does not hide himself. He makes sure he's
yeah.
very public. Even with
Mhm.
his less desirable personality traits. So you would know that this man is fickle, he is impulsive,
Mhm.
he is violent at times, and he is uninhibited by authority.
And just like so over the top, just so
Mhm.
extra. So like,
Do we know about? I mean,
I-
like, I know about his fixations. I
Mhm.
personally know about his fixations just because of the games. But like,
Yeah.
would is this public knowledge? I feel like I don't remember that. His
I think
fixations, if his fixations were public knowledge, that's what I'm trying to get
I
at.
think what you would have is rumor and conjecture. Like
Got
he's
it.
he's has enough of a pattern that things kind of are picked up in the ether. And
and I
yeah,
did explain that he sent a hand.
yes.
So we've
Yeah,
got
but
like
I mean,
ideas of
in
his
my
like.
business, I need stronger than a hand. Yeah, sorry.
Wild.
Sorry.
Yeah, those are usually just sent as a warning.
Are you sorry? I'm not sure.
Hi. Is upset.
I'm not sure either. I just okay, I'm gonna stop talking. But yeah, so we do know that like the fixation aspect of who he is
Yeah, you kind of do.
rumors. All right. Okay.
Mm.
All right. And so what we're trying to figure out right now is if this is the sort of thing that we need to come in like and just observe, or are we going in like guns blazing? Like, what do you want from us, Josie?
Patrick, as a, if you will allow, as a side
Mhm.
thing, I feel like Wendy would like to make some sort of good on his eluded threat, shall we say?
Yeah.
I feel like what Wendy would have done is probably looked up schematics for an area that Cohen likes to hang out in, or just he wants directness can come later, but he wants to know like where Cohen hangs out, and the place is falling apart. So
Yeah. I will absolutely allow you to do a brains roll of
ooh,
oh,
you chinky mix,
I think
give it to me.
you would have trouble getting at this. It's not going to be something that can just be looked through at any point in time. So I'm gonna set it at 15.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, let's find out what happens, I guess.
Hey,
Mm.
you can get that.
I know how to play the piano all of a sudden, so anything's possible.
Yeah.
I was about to say, is there a way I can help or?
Yeah, would
I
I
will.
be able to help out? I feel like this would be a
Well, we're
like
sitting at an explosion, so hold on.
Ooh.
okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 17 total.
Okay.
Wendy
You,
doesn't need help.
I'll say this. You go in to look for anything, any technical information on the theater, on the entire shopping area, like kind of his known whereabouts, to be like, is there anything that you can use to your advantage? Um, and there's like a couple of places that you can maybe like uh, set up some tripwire and try and get like him to run into. It's a bit Home Alone esque, but like you could set
That's
down.
exactly what I was hoping for. That's exactly what I was hoping for. So cool.
Yeah. Then I'll say you rolled plenty high. That I'll say you can set up a uh you can have a device that will allow you to set up tripwire in an instant once you step foot into that lobby for that theater. Um,
Okay.
that will, hey, I'm going to caution you, tripwire is friendly fire too.
Yes. Um, Here's my thought process.
Wait, and
Is
Josie's dumb.
um, you know what? You know what would seem real innocuous in this day and age?
What's that?
A yo-yo.
Yeah. Hey,
And they tend to
kids have
have
kids have them all the time.
string.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't really seem out of place if there was just like a yo-yo hanging around here or there. And I think
No.
that's what's going to double is his tripwire situation. So
Oh my
I'm not saying
god.
he's going to say anything yet, but it's going to be something that's like no one's going to be like, "Hey, what's that yo-yo doing here?" Like, okay, that's weird. Anyway, moving on with my day. But if it was like
Hey,
actual factual tripwire, someone's going to be like, "Wait a minute." You know what I mean? Like
at
if we're going
any
home
point,
alone, we're going home alone.
um,
100%.
at any point in time when Wendy is actually like getting ready and putting everything together, like you see him scoop up all his tools into his bag, and one of the things that just kind of catches everyone's eye is just like, Wendy, did you get into yo-yo? Over this 3 weeks, did you get into yo-yo?
Yes, actually, I have. It's real calming, and he just like casually throws it, and it sleeps for a little bit, and then he pulls it back up.
You want to
Um,
try?
I will actually caution you against that. And then he looks over at Addison and says, "I think that garden's wilting real soon." And he's casually just like tossing the yo-yo off his finger, just very casually.
Blissful ignorant.
Mhm.
So the four of
It's like,
you,
no, I want to play with a yo-yo.
Wendy just dropping a yo-yo on their way to Fort Frolic. You step in, and the first thing you notice is the place has been absolutely uh, an extravagance has been presented to you. Like this is a Hollywood glitzy movie premiere. Lights, spotlights, like bulbs are everywhere, announcing the occasion. Flight of the Muse. There's giant banners, and there is an abundance of no one here. You are on your own as you walk all the way unobstructed to the box office for the Cohen's Theater. And at the front, you find the familiar man with the bunny faced mask that says, "Oh, hello. Are you here for the movie or the performance tonight?"
I think just Addison gestures to Josephine.
We are. Yes, I have this ticket.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
And
one per admittance.
I'm like so cautiously, I'm so nervous, but placing my silver ticket in front of him, unsure.
I'm sorry. Do the rest of you have tickets? It's one per admittance.
Oh, are there
Oh,
tickets available?
Oh no, we're sold out.
Well,
Mm.
simply you must know of Josephine. We're
The
her.
silver ticket.
This woman, this person is her makeup artist. This is her wardrobe, and I'm the muscle.
Go ahead and give me a charm roll.
Oh my god, what am I doing?
Yeah, so I had a
Great is
completely
what you're
different
doing.
wording plan, and then you went off, and she's like, "All right."
yeah. I was like, all right, same.
uh,
Can I help in this somehow?
let's go.
I'll include Adam.
Everybody smiled really nice, beautiful.
Everybody was? Okay.
They look amazing. That is a 6.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let's
Here's the
see.
thing. I need to.
I have 6, Adam. I'll add all of it.
Don't do
Oh
that,
my goodness.
please.
Relax.
You
Okay, 3?
literally. Wait, what was the DC?
What was
You were
I don't
rolling
think. I don't.
opposed.
I don't think. I don't think Patrick said, but
No, he
You
didn't
were
say
rolling
it. Let me see.
opposed, and you bring this up, and the man in the many masks kind of just like shrinks away a little bit. He's like, uh, I mean, I understand you need to have your people for your entourage. Uh, yes,
The
yes,
Mr. Cohen did say that Muse would.
that is true. That is true.
And we promise
I
we're just background props for our dear Josephine. Not a single word out of us, no disturbances.
all right, but the
We
performance
wouldn't want to
is
disturb the genius that is Cohen himself.
yes, the performance is paramount, and if anything interrupts the performance, I'm afraid he will just lose his mind.
That's
What
the
in dreams,
last thing we'd
darling.
ever want.
The turnstile will be opened for you, and the four of you will be allowed to pass into the lobby, where like you step on like the lush carpeting and the red with gold filigree, the just like the luxuriousness, the extravagance of it all. Absolutely in abundance here. There is so many like posters put up. There are posters artistically depicting Josephine. Some of them are tasteful. Others
Oof.
are silhouettes that perhaps are not. And it is
Word.
yes, he is. He has his infatuation, and it is
Yeah.
clearly Josephine.
Okay. Turn to the 3 of you and lower my voice as soon as we get in. Sit just 2 rows behind me. So you're within reach. Well, that's not 2 rows. Okay, 1 row behind me. So, but not
So
if
I just
he's
put
trying to do his eye contact thing or
I put a reassuring hand on Josephine. It's like, Josephine, you know what we're capable
playing
of.
with the scarf. Yeah.
Wendy can pop next to you if need be. And Wendy and I both have our little thingies we can do if we have to. We got your back at any distance. It's okay. Just take a breath. Remember what we're here for.
Yeah, to do my makeup. Wink. Okay. And I go take a seat front and
You
center.
enter into the seats. The theater is completely empty. The stage, curtains drawn, awaiting this performance. You actually hear like the orchestra kind of like starting to kick up in the pit, and it seems that everyone was simply waiting for your arrival. And as you find your seat, a spotlight, like the lights dim and a spotlight kicks up into one of the boxes overlooking the theater, and a voice booms out, "No, no, no, that's not where you go. You are the muse, the flight of the muse. You belong on the stage." You look up into the box to see a man clad in a tuxedo with tails and cummerbund, a man, a Fred Astaire, but slightly bent as if in a funhouse mirror. His hair just receding slightly too much, his mustache just a little too thin. Everything about him, it could have at one point been handsome, and yet it just thins a little bit too much here and there. And he exuberantly shouts at you, this is not how it's supposed to go.
I stand up and immediately start, like, not in a way that would like super show that I'm frantic. Obviously, like, the people with me know that I'm in a state of mind, but I go to stand up on stage. I've been in performances that did make me nervous, so I'm just trying to channel that rather, and just center stage. Yeah.
The spotlight is killed from Sandra Cohen and instead ignites on you. And the curtains are pulled back as a entire backstage full of plaster mannequins stand behind you, all posed at various angles. And then he said, "Amongst the group there is the one who is, the one who sees, the one who does." And all of the mannequins start like crunching to life,
Oh, fuck.
moving
Patrick,
very
no.
rigidly and uniformly. All around you, they move in erratic but uniform patterns, moving and moving and moving. This, this, this is how you stand out amongst the crowd. This is the beauty. Is how does anyone else like to do anything in this moment?
I was like, I was like, you are cooking. I don't want to interrupt, but
Yeah, you cook it too.
Did
I don't. It's like-
did we see any turrets or
Yeah.
anything in the area as we came in?
The turns are a little improvised and not really Cohen's style. He very much likes uniformity, clean, like crispness. But I'll tell you what, he does also like avant-garde. How
Mm-hmm.
would you like to give me just a luck roll? High you make it, low you don't.
Show me roll 20. Is that's what we're that's the,
Yeah,
I haven't done the luck roll myself, so all right.
yeah. Go for a d20 and just do high, low.
It's a crit.
Okay.
Wait, a high crit? A high
It's
crit.
yeah, high crit. Crit
Okay.
20.
Okay.
The glue
Um,
gun.
in
Not the
that
one.
case, hey, hey, Sparrow, you tell me,
Yeah.
do you see a turret and where, perchance, do you see it?
I feel like I feel okay. correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Cohen would be very, very protective of like the backstage area if he's the kind of
Oh,
artist that I think he is. So I feel like they would be trained like towards like an artist or actors only. Like this is the green, like the
yes.
area this way to the green room kind of situation.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
so we can either deal with this now or we can do it in a flashback, whatever you think is best. But I think um what Wendy would have done is probably uh hooked up some sort of like the yo-yo tripwire to one of these turrets, just one, not both. Um, and it would be low enough to the ground that someone could like feasibly step over it, but I feel like Cohen is kind of a flamboyant mover and thus does not pick up his feet as much.
I
Blythe.
absolutely will agree with you.
Okay.
You see the improvised office chair with the engine and the gun sticking off of it, making the jerky moves. It's almost like the drone of the engine kind of like weaves its way between like the thrum of the orchestra so that the two kind of like make a cohesive sound. Um,
Uh,
you, yeah.
before before that, I'm gonna lean over to Addison and Hellcat, and I'm gonna say, if you go on stage, make sure you pick up your feet, and that's all. Just gonna lean back.
Mm-hmm.
While
Um,
Continue,
they're
please.
doing everything, I'm gonna be starting to dance with the mannequins. That's it. Go.
uh,
Now everybody else.
give me a charm check.
Oh my goodness.
No, just let me.
Let me.
Just let me do
Jesus.
that, actually.
Oh my god.
I will say
Here, kiss it.
Addison has
Thanks.
moved forward, not enough to like start getting into line of sight of Conan, but enough to be within reach of Josie in case she has to use telekinesis to yank or even just help her move through the stage. Like she'll make her look like she's gliding if she has to.
Oh,
Yeah,
What?
cool.
and
What's
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that like, everywhere Hellcat goes, it's always a check to see like, what the exits are, what the scene is like, the fuckery of what's happening on stage is messed up and incredibly creepy, but she's also looking at like, where are the places to hide, where are the places to maybe lob a couple of fun stuff. Also
Yeah.
seeing if we can get like some a good view to maybe to get a clean shot at Cohen as well. So it's like trying to find that good place and just looking at the space of so that nobody else can get the jump on us.
Low lighting, a place you're not familiar with, and
Yeah.
a lot is going on. So
Yeah.
this is gonna be a grit roll, and it's gonna
Got
be
it.
a 13.
Orf.
All right.
You got this, Diana. You roll so hot.
I don't know, man. Now you just jinxed it.
I'm so sorry. I put good energy
Remember
out
the
only.
quesadilla.
Remember.
Shit.
The pollo asada.
No, it's a 12.
Oh no. Wait,
Yeah.
what did
Hey,
you need?
do you have
That's a
Adam?
12. I do, but I really want to save it.
I have so much Adam. I don't know how I would justify helping when I'm on stage, though.
Hey, you
Yeah.
are looking at the audience, like you're looking at the room in front.
Yeah.
So you can, if you want to spend the atom, it's going to be 2, but you can absolutely
Okay, I'll do that.
get there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll take that. I need to keep my Adam safe because of yeah.
for reasons.
Yeah.
All the
So-
reasons, yeah.
You look at like Josephine
Some
looks
chump
at
summoned
Hellcat,
daddy.
like analyzing everything. Like you've seen that look before, and you're like, oh, they're looking for anything anything that could help in a pinch. And your eyes drift up. You have a bright spotlight on you. It is blinding and complete, but it comes from somewhere. It's not just out of the ether. There are
Yeah.
lighting rigs on
Yeah.
above the stage that they are secured, you know, as much as you need for lighting rigs.
All right.
I don't know how I would get back to you, but I just like start my eyeballs just like
Yeah,
so
yeah, I get
obviously
it.
up.
I pick up what you're throwing down. So
Hey,
the
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna get up Josephine, but go ahead, do your thing.
No, I was gonna say that I think that's a good thing. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kind of like you see me kind of just like lean down and slip out, and I'm gonna head up to where no, that's technically backstage, but there's also like the spotlight. Is the spotlight like? Do I actually see somebody moving the spotlight as well, or is it
No,
like
you are seeing mechanisms. You don't see an operator.
mechanisms? Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm gonna go and try and find how to get up there.
yeah. So go ahead and give me. No, you know what? You're pretty good at skullduggery. I'll just say that you are indisposed at the moment, but you are gradually making your way upstairs. Um, hey, Flynn, what was that charm roll for Josephine?
Shush. It was 3. We pretend it didn't happen. Just let me
A 3.
instead.
Okay. Just
So
one
do I get
moment.
those 2 Adam back?
You do.
Fuck.
The spotlight again erupts on Cohen. He says, "No, you are here to be. You are not here to interact." And the one of the rigid dancers moves over. They're going to take a swing at you with a with just
Me?
their yeah.
Fuck. All right.
Um, uh, roll
Fuck.
me brawn.
Okay. Fuck. Okay.
Can I assist since
Motherfucker,
Addison was waiting for
motherfucker.
something in case she had to telekinesis Josephine out of the way?
Yeah, you absolutely can. If you want to add your telekinesis, like spend the atom and add your telekinesis to their brawn roll, they'll kind of like,
What? I don't know. That's a 1.
I don't have
what
enough
is
to
And
help that.
no,
will
what is your
Addison be able to
telekinesis?
help?
What does your telekinesis add?
It's just add a +5 to a fight roll or any grenade attack redirection.
I
I
will
just wanted to
take
use it as like a fun way.
I will take the 5 if you want to use it.
Okay.
Oh,
Um,
so 6.
you see the thing slash out with just like the side of its hand. And Addison, you are keyed in, and you immediately like grab and just like it's a graceful enough like kind of move. It kind of just looks like Josephine just like kind of shifted her hips and just like moved. But you do dodge the attack. And you hear
Stumbled out
Cohen's
of the
voice
way.
come over. It's like, oh, okay. I suppose that we are in an interactive space. This is for adventure in the theater. You want to experience the stage? Is that what you want? Dismissed! Act 1 over. On to Act 2. And you see the creatures like kind of like the lights go out and you hear scuttling as they all move away. You are left in total darkness. Um, and then a small like key light goes at it's not a spotlight on you, it's just on the center of the floor. And a you hear like this weird like floaty like hovering sound, and then you hear a and the bunny mask wearing employee at the front suddenly appears beside you. And they seem almost as perplexed as you, um, as they hold up what looks like a giant glowing syringe. It's
Oh.
very large, and it's looks like it's used to extract from. He says he looks up confused at Sadako. It's like I I don't understand. How did? And then you hear a low rumbling, stomping, boom, 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 boom.
Fuck.
I guess
Oh,
we're
shit.
skipping Act Two and going straight to the finale. A big daddy erupts from the side of the stage. Its drill immediately engaged,
Fucking idiot.
spinning as
Son of a
fast as it can.
bitch.
Uh,
Hey,
mm-hmm.
um, Sparrow, I'll give you a brains check because it's going to be them trying to just kind of essentially dodge it. But give me your brains check, and that'll be what they're rolling against.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not really a hacking situation, is it, huh?
You already done the hacking. You already have
Okay.
control
Fair,
of
fair,
the
fair, fair,
turret.
fair. Cool. Neatsky Peetsky. Let's see here. It's an 11.
The engines immediately click up on the gun like, and then a shower of bullets pings off the metal shell of this big daddy. The red lights like flaring up even more. It's you are like a shower of these bullets would be enough to put down any citizen of Rapture except for a big daddy. As it just kind of like holds up its hand and just kind of like shouts even louder. And Josephine, I'm going to need you to make a brawn check.
Okay. Okay. Really quick, just because I always forget, and we're like actually, just so that everybody's aware. I'm protective, so I add, so that means that adding +3 to rolls when I'm defending one of my allies. And also static discharge, which all melee attackers must pass a DC 4 grit roll or lose a turn. So just know that while things are happening. And you told me, Braun, me, Jesus, this is all my fault, literally. And remember when Flynn was like, "LOL, let's like make jokes." Fucking idiot. Oh my god, that's 12. Okay, hold on. I exploded.
Okay, you exploded?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Oh my god, I exploded twice.
Keep
Holy
going.
fuck me. Okay, hold on.
Suddenly, Josie in the zone.
Oh,
Somebody else is
my
mathing now.
goodness.
Yeah.
You had a quesadilla.
I actually did. Oh my god, wait.
Is that the tea?
Okay, and that's a 3.
Okay,
So
12,
so
3.
12,
27.
12,
27.
3. So 27.
Wow.
Um, you watch as this big daddy, this huge lumbering beast, um, comes flying at you. The the guy in the bunny mask, he barely has a moment to recognize what's happening. And while he would usually be able to teleport out of this, he's just not fast enough. And as he's going to teleport, the drill bit just eats right through the middle of him, dissecting him into so many pieces. Josephine, you are absolutely covered. But as the Big Daddy does that, you so deftly see the danger coming your way. And it is like you're just at a long enough distance that it's going to actually, because it can shoot. The drill bit is actually a projectile. It shoots it
Yeah.
with a tether, and it fires it, and you dodge as fast as your body can take you. It whizzing by your head. It shoots up into the ceiling. Hellcat, as you are looking for mounting points in this on these lighting rigs, you're upstage just trying to like find the points that are weakest so you could possibly a drill bit lodges itself right in the floor at your feet, almost impaling you as it revs its engine
I
like
do
tearing
anything.
up.
Can I try and see if I can use my shotgun for the tether, keeping it? So like, since he shot it, I can
Sure.
like make it so that he can't bring it back.
Make a
With my shotgun
fight roll.
fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Josie, don't do that.
Don't do that. I already said it.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I know. I knew. Hold on, that was cocked, and we gotta honor the cock because long live Brian Murphy. Oh my goodness. This is my pretty fairy dice, and I can't see it. Oh, and that's a 1. Cool. I just shoot my gun.
Hey, you
Take some
old
ammo.
reliable. Like when you've seen when Wendy is in a bad spot, out comes that shotgun, and immediately a problem is either dealt with or it doesn't need to be handled anymore. You take aim at that cord. It's a big, thick, like metal cord. Easy thing to kind of see in the brightness of the spotlight. And you fire, and it kicks like a mule, and you spray pellets into the
Shotgun.
ceiling. As an aside,
Cool.
hey, Sparrow, when do you think the first time uh, Josephine saw Wendy have to take out the shotgun?
I think it was probably the night that she met Wendy. I think what you get a quick little flashback of is a thug trying to maybe steal Wendy's tools after a job, and or possibly in the middle of payment, a thug is trying to get involved, and he succeeds in grabbing the check and gets about 3 steps away, and there's just like this booming noise, and his knees is gone. And
think,
Wendy kind of
yeah,
just like strides over and goes, I appreciate you attempting to cash that for me, but I will take it from here, good sir.
yeah.
Just
Josephine,
spin that real quick.
you all like this is a vibrant memory in your mind. Just the ability. Yes, it was terrifying to see that level of violence for your first time, but a a someone that was attacking was immediately dealt with, and you were on the receiving end of becoming like of being saved, of being safe. And I think that impression
Absolutely.
really like resonated with you. And when you were like, I need to protect myself, there is one thing that you pictured, and it's, hey, Wendy has that
I always go
shotgun.
to the gun.
Yeah. So
That's
you
how
firing
Wendy
wide,
saved me. I gotta do it, and
you
it's a
pulling
shotgun.
out old reliable, firing firing and spraying buckshot wide of the mark, completely missing everything that you were supposed to be hitting. And as you do that, the Big Daddy screams out at you in anger. Sandra Cohen screams out at you in anger. Is like, no, no, this is not what you do in the performance. How? This is not the fight of the muse. It is the flight of the muse. How dare you? The Big Daddy pulls with the drill. Hellcat, I would like a flight roll from you. The DC is
No.
the DC is 7. I think you're muted.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Good, because I was cursing a lot. That's probably a good thing. A 3.
You watch, you hear splinters, you see the floor buckle. Hey, you really wanted the the lighting rig to come down. That was a key thing that you wanted. I've got great news for you.
Let's cut it down. I'm going with it.
Oh,
I got you. I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up.
Go ahead and make a brawn roll.
All right, I could do that. That plus. That is a 16. 21.
You, plummeting through the air, have milliseconds to react. You are falling through the open space of a theater. The Wendy and Addison are only able to look up and see just falling Hellcat with nothing there with which to catch them with. But I would like to remind Wendy and Addison, you both have telekinesis. And
Yep.
you see someone falling through the air. I think there's a reaction there.
Yep.
Natalie, which would you prefer? Because I have an idea. If you want to grab Hellcat, or would you like me to do it? Do you want to? I'm just gonna throw that out there because you could get a cute romantic scene if Wendy does it. But I also have an idea on how to get rid of Cohen.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
care either way.
Addison was already focused on Josie.
Okay, cool. Then
So.
I will rescue Hellcat.
Uh,
I'm gonna use the telekinesis to kind of guide Hellcat more my direction, and I'm gonna do a damn basket catch.
A basket catch?
Like I'm Robin Yount saving a perfect game.
Oh shit. All right. Cool.
He was a no-hitter, but I'm splitting hairs. Anyway.
Hellcat, you go from the gut-wrenching terror of soaring through open space to suddenly feeling like a guiding force moving you. It's not banging into you. It's just like it just kind of course corrects you, and then before you can even realize what's happening, you are in lightly embraced in Wendy's arms as he catches you from a absolutely perilous fall.
Whew.
Ooh, am I happy to see your face?
Wasn't anything.
Well, then I owe you something later, don't
I mean,
Let's survive first, Romeo. Come on.
all right, it sets her down. Like, I knew watching Henry Aaron was going to come in handy. Anyway,
The lighting rig falls across the theater, completely collapsing with the roof. There's destruction everywhere. Natalie, you said you want to do something?
Yeah, I think like once everything falls down and she heard Conan say, no, 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 it's the flight of the muse. It's like, all right, I know how to follow a script. And she's going to telekinesis Josie and send her flying up and back into the audience.
Josephine, you
Immediately.
suddenly soar. You picked up on the move beforehand when you were moved out of danger, and now this is just a welcoming force that you have kind of just accepted of like, all right, moving now. And
Oop,
you
yep.
you are launched into the audience to safely land. Um, the rest of you kind of realize, hey, I think Wendy looked into blueprints for this place. You realize that back beyond is the bay of the bathyspheres. You can easily make a break for it right now in the destruction. Everything collapses. Like you can see on stage, the lighting rig is temporarily obstructing the Big Daddy, who is screaming at the top of its lungs. You have the way opened for you. Is there? What would you all do in this situation?
I say
Go ahead.
run. No, I say run. There's like, slow it down, and we gotta get the hell out of here. Unless you actively want to fight a Big Daddy, because
No.
maybe I'm riding high right now. I'll fight behind you if you need it.
I want to surreptitiously keep a promise, and I'm gonna try and guide Mr. Cohen towards that yo-yo tripwire
Oh, yeah.
by knocking over a couple of mannequins to get him to retreat with telekinesis.
Give me a fight roll with your telekinesis.
You betchy. That is. Let me just make sure I'm on the right track with that.
While he's doing that, is the Big Daddy focused on anything or anyone at the moment?
No, it's mainly just wailing against the collapsed architecture, against the lighting rig. That will hold it for a minute, but
Okay,
much
just
longer than
making
that.
sure.
Yeah.
It's a 15, by the way, Patrick.
All right, let me roll this check real quick to see.
Don't look like that, Patrick.
Sandra Cohen
Yeah.
furiously screaming into the audience. His theater is like, how could you? A masterpiece! Did they do this to Picasso? Did they do this to Van Gogh? This is a monstrosity! And you kind of do the trajectory in your head, and you just realize, like, hey, this skybox is right over that turret. And you just kind of like use your telekinesis to kind of pull down on the support structure of the box itself. So it tilts forward, and suddenly Sandra Cohen is falling forward and plummets to the stage where he hits that tripwire, and that turret just, and you have like the clear indication that there is Sandra Cohen now has a whole new different set of problems. He will not be there to prevent you from leaving.
To your garden, sir. May it wither and rot.
And your show sucked.
And then we all run to the
2 thumbs
bathysphere.
down.
Yes.
Yes.
You all, maybe not Wendy, he takes a moment to take a breath. You all make a break for the back of house leading off to the docks where the bathyspheres are, trying to get just clear of all of this cacophony. You make it outside of the theater, outside of Fort Frolic, into the dock, and you see a big bathysphere in front of you. It's open, it's ready to move. It has clearance to go. It's Sandra Cohen's personal bathysphere. Um, and as you are rushing towards it, you see maybe a dozen shapes step out of the darkness, all
No,
armed, all
no, thank you.
specifically attentive to you. They kind of level their weapons, but they don't really need to. The threat has been made. And a man steps forward, kind of a, average run of the mill man, kind of brown hair, average face, coveralls for his uniform. And you kind of recognize the facial
Oh,
features from some posters. He says,
fucking
"Oh,
Atlas.
good evening to you. It seems that you wanted to be going on an adventure in the ocean. Well, I happen to be wanting to go that way myself. Name's Atlas, and I'd be very much appreciating if I could get a lift with you." And that's where we will end the session today.
Frick.
Uh,
Oh my
Thank you,
god.
everyone, for watching. I had so much fun. I am your game master, Patrick. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Blue Sky at Mr. Patrick Takes. I will throw it over to Natalie.
Yes, hi everybody. My name is Natalie, she, they, and I was playing Addison, she, her. Find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle or Ghostly Candle on Twitch and YouTube. I am most active on Blue Sky, so follow me there to see what I am up to next.
Okay. And I will throw it over to Sparrow.
Hi, hello. I am your favorite burb on the interweb, a Black Sparrow from the Feywild and the Zeldathon teams. My pronouns are he, him. So are Wendy. Wendy's my lovely character. I had an absolute blast, and I'm gonna stop and turn it back to the studio.
Over to Dianna.
Hi, I am Dianna, pronounced she, her, and I played, you can find me on, wait, no, I'm sorry, I'm still reeling from Alice. I played a Hellcat, also pronouns she, her. You can find me on the internet as Girl Pants, GRLPANTS. That's pretty much everywhere, and that's where you can find me on Blue Sky, which is where I hang out a lot. I'm looking forward to next week. And this is always a wonderful time.
All right. And we'll finish off with Flynn.
All right. Hi, I'm Flynn. My pronouns are they, she. I played Josephine Holiday, whose pronouns are she, her. I am so mad at Patrick right now. But we lived after the Big Daddy, so I did not need to FAFO. Cool. And
You still kind of
also,
did, because it was
I
you.
did. I totally had a FAFO. I totally had. Which is fuck around and find out. Anyway, find me OMG guy, and thanks so much.
Thank you very much for watching. Please join us again next week where we'll find out just how friendly Atlas can be.